for PCG Hour with yours truly, Choctaw Scout, the last scout, along with my partner in crime for part 2, and it is the Meet the Boy episode of Last Scout Radio 2-year anniversary. Welcome, Chano. How goes it, brother man?
It's going good, and I got a whole room full of band members.
That's what I hear. How exciting is that?
Yeah, everybody's tuning up here, getting their instruments out.
All right. Man, I'll tell you what, that first half that we just knocked out, that part 1, man, you guys really put me through the ringer there, brother.
Well, apologies, sir, but it just was, it was needed. We all wanted to know certain things, and, it had to happen.
I just regret that I never learned how to play the xylophone.
It's never too late, my brother.
It just has that certain ping in life, you know what I mean? Literally. I do love our opening theme song.
Yeah, it's got pizzazz and taste. I love it too.
Yes, it does. Kind of has that old school style to it. Goes perfectly with other things we do here at Last Scout Radio. All right. So, anyway, let's check into the chat room. And wow, numbers are still up. Good to see you folks. Dear, my thumb is blue too, not green. Stephen John, good to see you out there mingling amongst the folks. Pegster 6, good evening. Marie, HPWY, Yamabudo, you're late. Not really. Glad to see you, Yama. And Paul Slack, Molly Mae, Big Ed, glad you're here. Kush, good to see you out there. Pegster 6, we had a xylophone. I could play it, but no great shakes. Man, xylophone, can't beat it. Trisha, always working hard. PF, good to see you back, sir. Thank you very much. PF, I've got to be honest, if you were in the first round, I missed you. I am sorry, man. I was running everywhere back here behind the curtain. Point Man Observer, Dahlia Olive, Negan, Bike Life Incorporated, Tom Manley, and Brenda Coleman, Peachy Keen, Mrs. Bass Lover, good evening. Such a pleasure to have you here. Billy Jim 52, thank you so much for your contributions. He cute, glad you are here. Thus ends LSR Season 2 Electric Boogaloo. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. I will go. Chavez, what is up, my brother? Good to see you. Nico, man, I am always glad to have you around. You are like a guy that kind of hangs in the background with me sometimes. When I need a lift, you give it to me. Red Rob, glad you are here. I'm not sure what time it is where you're at, but it's either early or late. I'm not sure. One of the two. I guess it depends on which side of the clock you're on. Oildale Joe, good to see you. And Chirping Cricket, still here. Yes, you are. Chirping Cricket. You know, Chirping Cricket really did Last Scout Radio a big favor, even though it was under the auspices of 24/7. And that was, she helped get me hooked up with, quite frankly, and man, and quite frankly, as somebody, a young man that does broadcasting that, that Ancestral and I support and do enjoy his work and like his frankness, actually, no pun intended. All right, let's see. Thank you very much, gang. Poor Chirping Cricket, falling asleep. Bless your heart, hon. Well, wrap that blanket around you and just stretch out and cozy on up into that couch and go off to dreamland. Man, Peachy King, glad you're here. You got me hooked on, quite frankly. It's easy to do. Martha Benjamin, always a pleasure, my dear. Let's see. Anybody else? Point Man says, I like, quite frankly, I'm subscribed. He is a straight shooter too, patriot. Yes, he is. And man, it is a wonder. It is some kind of miracle. That boy is a conservative. Paul Slack, good to see you. So, Chano, sorry about that run there. You know how excited I get with the chat room.
Oh, no, it's good, boss. That's why we're here, the chat, the chat is where it's at.
Yes, it is. Well, you know, these guys have been Hummingbird Watcher. Good to see you. Loot 7, glad you were here. Loot 7's going through the drill. I love it. I love it. Let's see. You know, these guys have been in the chat room. They've been in the background. They've done music. We've had Steve and John on for an interview. Man, I want to let you, before we bring the boys in, I want you, for the audience, because we got more people than normal that are watching, explain how all of this, if you would, came about to where we are where we at were with these fine musicians.
Well, I hate saying but
yeah, I know I'm getting you back.
yes, you are stinker. This wasn't supposed to happen.
I know, right?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I think I bounced into the chill grill around the time one of your first or second broadcasts, and I'd already been at 24/7 since November last year or December, whenever it was. Everybody was in the Reddit, and fell in love with the chill grill right off the bat, and started bumping into like-minded people and started chatting in there, and just had such a great time. I couldn't not resist. Immediately fell in love. So, that's kind of where it started for me. And then met Steve and John and Cush and the bass doctor, and started talking to these guys in the chat. And pretty soon we were in Discord on a Discord chatting and doing texting back and forth. And pretty soon then we're exchanging phone numbers and started talking and find out, well, we can really do something here if we could. Because I'd done internet projects before, and so had Steven, and it kind of evolved into, Cush really kind of, I think, pointed us to the idea of Pro Tools, and we had always wanted it. It's a program that musicians just die for.
Right.
And it's evolving into a great thing,
And here we are today.
I left out a little bit, behind the scenes stuff, but yeah, it's quite amazing. This is something we've all dreamed about being able to do for quite a while, and to have this opportunity is just a blessing. So, Choctaw, thank you, brother.
All right, brother. Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen in the chat room, we have them on audio. Sorry we don't have it set up the other way, but this is the way we decided to play it, because actually music plays much better over here at OSP, and they have something for us tonight. But we're not going to get to that. We are going to start off with saying hello to all of our musicians. Cushion-on, how are you this evening, sir?
Hey, good evening, Choctaw.
Good to have you here. Stephen John, good evening.
Choctaw, how are you, my friend?
I am doing well, and of course we have Chano and the bass doctor. How are you, sir?
I'm great, Choctaw. I just want to say happy anniversary, sir.
Well, thanks a lot, bass doctor. Man, it is such a pleasure to have all you guys here. And what do we do first, Chano? I need direction on this. Do we do the song first, or do we talk about how the song came to be and the work on it?
Let's talk a little more about the insight and the back side of it, because my compadres here, my fellow musicians, my bandmates, they got some information and some stories that they can greatly share. I'm sure they will, about some of the things we've come across. So whoever wants to jump in, Cush, Steven, bass doctor, whoever wants to jump in, give us a little feedback on it.
How about
don't
starting
everybody talk at once?
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, don't everybody talk at once.
This is the bass doctor.
No, this is Stephen John.
Oh, Stephen John. Sorry about that.
That's quite all right. That's all right. Generally speaking, the way we put this song together was from the direction that Choctaw gave us with the recipe that it was Aerosmith meets Chicago. So that was our game plan.
With a little bit of Supertramp.
Yeah, a little bit of Supertramp in there.
Did I say all that?
You did.
You did.
And we took it to heart.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm backing out. Go ahead. Keep going, please.
No problem. And then from that point, we figured that because this is your 2-year anniversary and you have given us musicians a platform and an audience, we wanted to do something back for you. So we all decided to make the Last Scout Radio anthem, which is completely branded around you and everything that is about you and the Scouts.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Summarized in 3 minutes.
Anybody else care to elaborate?
Well, I can also chime in and say that we literally finished this song this afternoon.
It did go down to the wire then, right?
You got it.
Oh, man. That's broadcasting and entertainment, isn't it?
That we had a deadline and we were going to meet it.
Oh, man, unbelievable. You guys are something else. Kush, talk a little bit about what you kicked in. I hear you do very little.
I always do very little. No, what we did is Chino sent through the internet on the collaboration in the cloud thing. He sent a drum track and a guitar track, and that was the beginning of it. It's the basis of the song is all based off of Chino's guitar licks there, and I said, well, we need 3 more guitar tracks, but what you need to do is you got to play the same thing that you played, but I need 4 separate performances because that helps fill the song better for when you go to mastering and it comes out on the radio or YouTube or whatever. It just gives it a fuller sound. So we elaborated from that, and then we just started adding parts here and there and trading back and forth, and then we had a lot of problems because we weren't used to how to use the cloud and the collaboration features, how it transfers the data back and forth, and things got mixed up. We lost tracks. As a matter of fact, this morning when Steven uploaded the new vocal track, when I opened my end up, the whole baritone sax part was totally gone, could not find it anywhere, wasn't in the cloud.
Whoa!
So I said, oh, to hell with it. And I warmed up the baritone sax again, got the mic set up, and tweaked it in about 15 minutes.
Man, Kush, you are a work of art, my man. You are a work of art. Now, the bass doctor, the rumor control has it that you kept repeating the lines, leave me alone, I'm only the bass player. Is that true?
No. No, actually, what happened was when I started playing my bass, 2 of the tracks that were there, first I played the first one out of key, and I did that because of the distortion on the guitars, and I said, oh no. So we redid it. And after I redid it, then it started too early and ended too late. And something happened with the latency. So I had to go out and buy a new Scarlett, which is an interface that they updated the latency in. So I did that. I hooked it all up, tried to play another one, and it didn't work. And all the sliders were moving. And I think it happened to Kush too. And we don't know what it was, but unfortunately I did not get to lay the track for this particular song.
Oh, dude, really?
Really.
But your
It's
spirit
unfortunate,
was
but
in it.
you know what? Yeah, well, I tried everything. I mean, I just dropped a lot of money I don't have, and that's not a problem. And I love music, and we're going to push through this. We have a lot more coming, and that's the thing. We have so much more coming. There's so much potential with the group that we have, especially with Kush. I cannot believe him and Steven and Chano put this together the way they did. It was amazing how fast this works, and I'm shocked. I've never used Pro Tools before. I've always used Logic because I had a Mac, but recently I switched to PC, so now my PC is sitting on top of my MacBook, and everything's hooked to it.
Oh, wow.
So I had the crash course in PC and Pro Tools within a month. So, things are working out. But it's on the good side, I am very happy that all this went down the way it did because it was a lesson. And lesson learned, and now I have the hang of it a little bit better. And I actually played and got to put something down earlier, so I'm very happy. It's working out good. I see great things in the future.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, Bass Doctor, because, here, this is a perfect example of the way things should be, and that is you come out and say, look, I'm not on this track. I didn't lay the baseline down for it, but I learned a lot for the future. So I think that's great. Now, Steve and John, the Bass Doctor just said that, there's a lot more music coming. From what I understand on the sideline from Chano, there's the potential enough for you guys to have your own album.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're ready. We're going to be moving on to the next one tomorrow.
Whoa!
I'm exaggerating.
No, he's not.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. You guys blow me away.
Oh.
No, go ahead, Steve.
I'm ready. I'm ready anytime.
Yes, we're all ready. We are all ready and psyched up. This new Pro Tools and this little avenue that we're able to jog down now is just every turn is just a new beginning. It's it. It's so awesome. Thank you again, Choctaw. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, guys. So, Kush, I guess these young pups keep you on your toes?
Oh yeah, it's a great thing. I'm glad that I've met these guys. It's pretty awesome to put something together, and we've never really physically met. We talk and see each other on Zoom, which is kind of cool. I would have never got any of this stuff if I hadn't gotten involved with. When we first started, when I sent you that jingle for the Patriot Soapbox.
I remember that really well, man.
Yeah, that's how you and I got hooked up. That's how this whole thing kind of got started with me. Is you said, "Well, I'll see what I can do," or whatever, and you liked it, and you sent it to Black Mirror, and Black Mirror made a video out of it, a music video out of it.
Yeah,
I think it's only like 23 seconds long.
Yeah, it's a real short one.
And then there's another one that's 1 minute and 6 seconds. And after that, you DM'd me and said, "Hey, do you have any jazz music?" And I said, "Sorry, I don't have any jazz, but I got some other stuff." And then he said, "Well, if you don't mind, could you send it?" And I said, "Well," so I started to send you one, and something goofed up with it, or I didn't know what I was doing on Discord yet. And I finally got it back in there, and then that's when you started playing it, and I said, "Thank you very much."
Yeah, because, man, I tell you what, I got to hand it to you, Cushion. Man, you know how to bring that smooth Cavassier music out.
Did you say Cabasa?
Cavassier, remember on Saturday Night Live back in the day, I think not Garrett Morris, but the guy after him played the ladies' man.
Oh yeah.
And he always had like that smooth horn music thing going on, and It was about having the ladies over with some Cavassier. That your music is just so I'll be out haying the horses. And I'm not kidding. One of your songs or one of these guys' songs will be in my head. I'm not kidding. It is the weirdest thing. And now I really don't hear much other music in my head like I used to, as much as I do the songs that I hear repeatedly are you guys.
Awesome.
Very cool. Well, Choctaw, I'd like to have you check your DM.
All right, here we go. It's on camera. I have not seen this, not have heard it, not anything. So we are all in it for the first time. You guys go ahead and talk. Give me a minute because I need to download it and then you need to put it over into the studio, and we'll get there. It won't take long.
Just let you know.
So Chano, is Mrs. Chano listening?
She's lurking, I'm sure.
Oh, I was going to say, if she could hear it, Mrs. Chano, you need to let Mr. Chano get some plugins.
Yes. All I want for Christmas is my 2 plugins.
You want more than 2, man. You know that.
Well, yeah, you know which 2. I want those 2, but I'll take as many as I can get. Yeah. You got me pegged, Kush.
Yeah, hey, I know how it is. I've been down that road before.
Mm-hmm. You've got the dream machine, man. I mean, what can we say?
He's got all the plugins anybody could ever want.
Yeah. If
I even have one set of plugins I don't even use that the guy talked me into buying when I bought the system, and I never even use them. And that branch right there was like about $800.
I love listening to you guys talk.
That's what we do.
That's what you do, and you do it quite well.
Oh, the conversation.
This is how the magic happens, man.
Yeah, this is how it works.
That's true.
This is where it goes down.
Okay, boys and girls, it's ready.
Woo-woo.
All right, let me take a quick look at the dashboard. Looks all good there. All right, well, from Choctaw's Lost Scout Band, featuring Cushionon, Navik, also known as Chano, Stephen John, and in the spirit of the bass doctor and bass tracks everywhere, ladies and gentlemen, the world premiere, the very first single by Choctaw's Lost Scout Band, and it is called LSR, Last Scout Radio Anthem. Scout here.
That's how they roll, floating high up in the sky. The only thoughts are fight or die. And Scout Radio, you will receive the truth. And Scout Radio, we stand proud and we salute. Riding choppers or a horse or two, face up to protect me and you. So patriots from near and far, support our military superstar. That done. They make it look easy, but it's hard. A badge of honor is their creed. So follow them and you shall see. And Scout Radio, you will receive the truth. And Scout Radio, we stand proud, we salute. And Scout Radio, you will receive the truth. And Scout Radio, we got old time radio and the chill grill too.
Oh man, I got goosebumps, boys. I got serious goosebumps going on. Man, that is wow.
And you dig it.
Yes, I can dig it. You better believe it. Big
Great.
salute to you guys, man. That is an awesome piece of work. Seriously.
All
Yeah,
right.
great job, guys. That was really good.
Yeah, Stephen John did the singing.
Yeah, if we got any questions from the chat, let's get them in here. We'll figure it out. You guys want to know what's up? We will tell you what's up.
All right. There you go, chat room. Got a chance to ask them some questions. Well
Oh my
done,
God,
Lost
guys.
Scouts.
I have to break in and say, I love that.
Yeah, understandable. Man.
Well, somebody's asking where they can buy it. Scout.
Hey, that man, you know, I'm just not. That calls on you guys.
Well,
you know
that's
how I am.
It's our Last Scout radio anthem. It's your song, brother. We wrote it for you.
Well, then the anthem shall be dispensed among the millions.
There you go. Sounds like
The
it's
king
free,
has
folks.
spoken. Wipe out the kingdom to get it out there. No.
Yeah. Hey, you want that song? Here you go.
Yeah, here you go.
Hit me up in DM.
Oh man, that's incredible. I mean, man, you guys really do. You know, Stephen John, when we did the interview with Stephen John, he told me, he says, you know, Choctaw, the one thing about it is you don't really know us, but we know a lot about you. You know, and man, it sure does seem like it came together in that song. Yeah, you guys do pay attention to what I say. Not that anybody else does, but hey.
We pay attention. We follow directions. And we got a good group here. Good group of guys. Great musicians. All of them.
Seriously talented.
Yeah, Choctaw. The funny part was Chano was asking me this morning about, well, what do you think about the name Choctaw's Lost Scout Band? And I said, well, isn't that a double anonymous? Because we're anonymous and that's anonymous, so I don't know how to figure that one.
Well, it's just one of those like catchy little names from the 60s, you know, like Commander Cody and the Lost Planet Airmen, or Jerry Jeff Walker and the Lost Gonzo Band, you know, one of those kind of things.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's where it came from. Oh, man. So tell me about putting together whoever wants to speak on this, tell me about putting together the mix itself.
Well, I'll go first because I started it. I had this riff that I had in a drum beat, and I put it on. I got Pro Tools and somehow got it in there with the grace of God, and we were able to all connect on this collaboration, and the boys took over. So we all had input and feedback. I wrote some lyrics. I passed them along to Stephen John. He wrote some lyrics. We hashed things back and forth, and Kush came in and covered everything up that we needed to have done, and just did an amazing part of mastering and mixing the whole thing. So I didn't want to wrap it all up, but that's where it's at,
Right.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty well, man. I mean, other than the fact that it's a labor of love and that we all just kind of collaborate with different ideas, and ideas don't always work out in the actual song than they do in your head. So we kind of, I guess we probably started the song officially maybe a month ago. But,
yeah, and let's tell them what happened up front, because
but we had a lot of issues along the way. Just like the bass doctor had his issues, we all had tech issues, except for Kush. He's Kush in his own little
the
Gandalf of Choctaw's Lost Scout Band.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's him. Yes. He's holding the ring.
So me and Chano both equally had issues with being able to get this sophisticated software to work on our old systems. So we had to do a lot of different things and bounce around, and we all had learning curves. We're all familiar with digital recording, and we've all done it ourselves, but we've never done a online collaboration through the cloud, as Kush pointed out, with this Pro Tools program, which is phenomenal.
So it was quite challenging, is what you're saying, Stephen.
It was challenging, but not challenging to the point of being like impossible or something that we knew we couldn't get together. It was challenging because we had a time frame, and that was today. That was the only challenge of it, really, was we had to get this done for you and the Chill Grill people.
Well, now, just for fairness to the audience, I don't want them to think that I'm a slave driver or anything. I did tell you guys, if you can't meet when we do the show, that it would be no problem. So, yeah.
Oh, you want me to lie to the audience?
Choctaw, he just drives with musicians.
Yeah, that's all.
You know darn well you put a gun to our head and said, "Finish this song or else."
Get this song done, boys, or I'm cracking the whip.
No, you're getting me confused with that one guy. What's his name?
I think I know what you're talking
about. Yeah, exactly.
Well, you're getting requests to play the song again.
All right, I can arrange that. So let me do a little reconfiguring here just real quick. And alrighty. Okay, because I want this to be about you guys and all your splendid work on this. Man, I am just so blown away. I really, truly am. Okay, gang. Well, here we go with another round of the Last Scout Radio Anthem from Choctaw's Lost Scout Band.
Rock and roll.
Lost Scout here.
That's how they roll, floating high up in the sky. The only source of fight or die. And hey, Scout Radio, you will receive the truth. And hey, Scout Radio, we stand proud. And we salute. protect me and you. So patriots from near and far, support our military superstar. That Scout Radio, you will receive the truth. That Scout Radio, we stand proud, but we salute. Patriots always on guard. They make it look easy, but it's hard. A badge of honor is their creed. So follow them and you shall see. And Scout Radio, you will receive the truth. And Scout Radio, we stand proud, we salute. And Scout Radio, you will receive the truth. And Scout Radio, we got old time radio and the chill grill too.
Man, that is such a great song. Gentlemen, you've captured it. No doubt about it. Now, let me ask you this. Putting together the military soundtrack part, my voice, and all that, the radio chatter, explain that one to me. Who put that together?
Well, we kind of all did. It was Steven's idea. He went and got the files and sent them to me. I slapped some of them in there, and we all took turns arranging them where we thought they sounded the best, and that's what happened.
Wow.
Yep, what he said.
Oh, thanks for the short answer, Stephen. I really appreciate that. Oh, man. So when you sat back and you said that's it, how many of you were still dissatisfied?
Well, you know, that's an interesting question, because when it comes to musicians trying to get the best, it's an ever-growing and never achieving process.
Right.
We always think we can do better, and we always usually can. So to answer that question, we weren't satisfied with it until probably about 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Kush, what was your input on it?
Input on what?
Yeah,
Oh, what did I play in it?
I'm sorry, Kush. No, we're not laughing at you, brother. I mean, man, I don't know. It's just like, this is like, I don't know, like Man Cave Radio or something right now. It's kind of bizarre.
Yeah. No, I guess my input would be I did there's a baritone sax part, an alto sax part, a couple solo parts, and then I played the bass and mixed and mastered the whole thing.
He didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Bass Doctor, were you there for the unveil?
The first time I heard it was just now.
Really? So what do you think, brother?
I think it's awesome. It rocks. I love it.
Well, I do. Yeah.
I just wish I could have been a part of it. And unfortunately, the equipment that I needed, I didn't have until 2 days ago, so it wasn't happening. But I still love it. It's awesome. I can't
Well,
believe
you are a part of it, Bass Doctor, and once we get things figured out, we are going to put your bass on there. So.
Oh yeah, you better believe it, Bass Doctor. You're way too much a part of this program. Way too much.
Oh, cool. Well, that's awesome.
As a matter of fact, what we want to do really is actually redo the anthem with you on it, man.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, hey, Bass.
Most definitely.
Hey, Bass Doctor, is Mrs. Bass Doctor listening?
Yes, she is.
Mrs. Bass Doctor, Mr. Bass Doctor needs some plugins.
Push, just so you know, Mrs. Stephen John is also online there.
Mrs. Stephen John. Stephen John needs all kinds of goodies for his new Pro Tools subscription.
All right.
I tell you what, Mrs. Bass Lover has got this covered, because when we were in Zoom last night working on some things, I'm like sitting there going, wait, man, poor Bass Doctor's taking forever, right, to get this thing worked out, to get his mic working. So I'm just sitting there looking, and I go, Mrs. Bass Lover just needs to slap him upside the back of the head. And by gosh, I saw this hand and arm come out of onto the screen and whap there with his head. I'm like, okay.
She can hear us.
It's okay. She definitely holds it down the fort. Yeah, I will be the first one to admit that women are way smarter than men. It's just a fact. Girls do things better. I don't know. I give her the money and the bills get paid. That's how it works around here.
Just leave me alone. I'm only the bass player.
The Bass Doctor.
The Bass Doctor.
I just play bass. That's all.
Oh, we got Billy Jim 52 asking what plugins are. What they are is there's software algorithms that you could do compression on a signal or equalization. You can add effects, reverb, echo. You can add subharmonics, all kinds of good stuff. And each different algorithm costs money.
Yeah, it's like a virtual thing that you got to have. You can't really touch it or put your hands on it, but you need to have it to plug it in.
Another thing to plug in.
Yeah.
So, tell me about some of the future work that's going on.
Well, it's under wraps right now. We can't really talk about a whole lot because then we'd have to take you outside and I think, do things.
Okay.
In other words, it's top secret, classified, and if we tell you, we'd have to kill you.
Oh, okay. I got you.
But it's coming, so just hang on.
Honest.
Oh, no, I'm excited. I'm just like trying to, keep
We're looking
the
for a
audience
drummer.
going, hey, you guys, come on.
We're looking for a drummer.
I think we could write 1,000 songs.
Yay.
No problem.
Well,
Music just flows through your blood, and when you collaborate with people, it's a different feeling than just playing by yourself or playing along with music. And all of your minds start coming together, and it's an amazing thing that happens. And once we get this together, like the guys are saying, once this is worked to fine tune, this is really going to be amazing. I really think it's going to be amazing.
And we will keep you posted as progress progresses, so rest assured. And we'll spit them out as quick as we can.
anything else?
It's just been a pleasure working with these fine musicians. I've had several bands, and I honestly have to say this is my favorite.
Ditto.
Yeah, mine too. It actually means something to me instead of just playing music and going out to make money to feed the kids. It's different. It's like my heart's involved in it way more than ever. And if it wasn't for Kush, none of this would have happened. I honestly owe Kush all the credit. Cushionon gets all the credit for me, and he saved all of us. And Stephen John and Shane are amazing. Working with these guys is top notch, and it's amazing. It's just things are going to go soaring from here.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you guys this, and I'll start off with Kush, and then Steven, you can pick it up, and then Chano, and then the bass doctor. Eventually, all you guys are going to be here for a deep dive interview, so to speak, about your music and your history, and things along that line as musicians. What I'm curious about, and like I said, I'll start with Kush, is what early music influenced you?
I'd have to say the Beatles. The Beatles, Chicago. When I was in high school, it was more Chicago. Is when they first came out with that Gray album, and the horns. I loved them, and I played saxophone in a high school band, in jazz band, in junior high and all that. So I was into music. I think I started playing when I was 11. We had a band called the Young'uns, and we played at all the Y dances. So I knew the top songs that were on the radio. And for me at that time, the Beatles were my go-to. I love the Beatles.
I think we covered it the last time, but well, okay. So we want to talk about how I was influenced in music, because I have to be quite honest with you, Choctaw, because there's new Q, and I'm sure everybody knows that. I was reading it and I got sidetracked. So what were we talking about again? Oh, okay. Yeah, well, without a doubt, the first band that really influenced me as far as becoming a musician was Led Zeppelin. And primarily it was because of Robert Plant singing is what really intrigued me, because he's a blues singer with a lot of range and a lot of different styles. And I like versatility in singing. That's one of the things I really like to focus the most on. And he's a very versatile vocalist. So that's where I patterned myself, and that's what I started doing. And I was in Led Zeppelin tribute bands, and I was also, oh yeah. Oh, I didn't talk about that last time? Oh, okay. Well, sorry about that. Yeah, I was also in a Doors tribute band. I did a lot of Doors as well. As a matter of fact, I was in a tribute band that was Led Zeppelin and the Doors, and we called it the Led Door. Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, it's not even a Jersey thing. I don't think any, yeah, no, that was, generally speaking, I mean, and then from there, we kind of just, we all spawned into the typical thing where you start off in the basement, AKA garage band, and you build your way up to working into a battle of the bands or something of that nature to play in front of an actual audience, maybe your high school or something of that nature. And then you build up from there. The next thing is playing in bars and clubs and going through that whole routine. And, everybody that's been a musician for a long period of time, we've all gone down this path, and we've all traveled this different, whether it's playing clubs, till 2 o'clock in the morning, and then packing up your equipment and getting home at 5 o'clock, for $100 to play for that gig, to grand gigs. I performed at the Capitol Theater and I performed in Stone Pony, which is where Bruce Springsteen was, and I've played in places all over the country, and the venues have been phenomenal. So you go through different levels, and each time you're going through different levels, you're getting more influence, you're learning more, just like what we are now. You know, we're all learning again, once again, with each other about things that we haven't, and we've all been seasoned musicians for 30 plus years.
Well, first and foremost, my number one influence was my older sister. You know, as far as bands goes, I think I listened to a lot of them. Iron Butterfly. The Beatles was an influence because I had older brothers, and that's all I heard, you know. But for me, Alice Cooper. I'm not going to say the makeup band.
We've been that round a time or two.
Yeah, those all the makeup. I mean, I liked him. It was all right, but it was just music was like in my soul. Like it was
right.
And from a very early age, I wanted to be a musician, I guess, so I just kind of felt like it was always a part of me. I didn't actually learn the guitar until I was like in my 20s and started a band and, writing music and going out and performing in clubs and, paying your dues. That's what we do. And that's how you hone your craft. And that's how you become who you are. And I did the club scene and all that, and that was fun. And I had a great time, great experience. Did some recording along the way and found out that my passion really was kind of doing the recording thing. So I had an opportunity to build my studio, and I recorded a lot of bands, a lot of late hours, a lot of fun-filled weekends. It was a lot of hard work, but I learned a lot, and for that, I'm thankful. So, and I'm able to pass along, so to speak, through my music. So, our music.
And last and certainly not least, Space Doctor, what about you? What early influences made you want to be a bass guitar player?
Well, the first music that I heard was actually at family gatherings. We had a Hammond B3 organ at my house, and my aunt was really good. One of my uncles was really good. We all played, and I kind of learned from there. I had piano lessons, but the musical influence I think I have were I took piano lessons, and I had a really mean piano teacher. Like, you played out a key and he beat your fingers with a ruler. So I said, you know what, Dad, I don't want to play piano anymore. And I saved up my money from delivering papers and shoveling snow and doing everything I could. And I went to Madonna's Music, and I bought a Lark bass. It was made in Limerick, Pennsylvania. It was $99. It was all white. And I started thinking about bass players, and one of the local bass players was Jaco Pastorius. So I started listening to him, and I started listening to Stanley Clarke, and I started listening to some of the other bass players at the time, like Marcus Miller. And I kind of went towards the funkier route of music, and I played a lot of songs that were written by Curtis Mayfield. Stanley Clarke is one of my favorite bass players of all time. And I think I owe it all to Victor Wooten, who taught Stacy McGee, who in turn taught me. And I played a lot of gigs and got to know a lot of people. And the Philadelphia scene is brutal. It's a very cutthroat business here in Philadelphia area. It's kind of like the Apollo. Like, you will literally at open mic nights get thrown off the stage, and it's not nice. So if you're, if you're a shy person, if you're shy in any way about playing your instrument, and you go to an open mic night in Philadelphia, be prepared. But yeah. Well, my first, they were actual tapes, and my first tape was, I think it was Roy Orbison, and Elvis Aaron Presley was a big influence on my life because my mom has a whole set of vinyl, every album, even that one rare one, all of it. And when she passed away, I inherited it. So there's a big Elvis influence on my side of the family. I think that Roy Orbison was probably the one tape that I would reach for first. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, great musician, and all around just stellar voice, beautiful, and just the style of music. I like older music. I don't know. I think I like what people call oldies or 70s grooves or things like that, like the Brothers Johnson, older jazz bands and jazz fusion is more of where my music influences came from. And
Right.
it basically, where I grew up, we all we had it was a big suburb of Philadelphia, and we all knew each other. Most of us went to the same school. We would always go to the Poconos for Jerry Garcia's birthday after Jerry passed away. And a lot of people would go follow the Grateful Dead around. We did that for a long time, a group of friends of mine. So, a lot of influences. Bob Dylan's one of my favorite musicians of all time. There's a lot. There's a lot of influences, I guess to say.
Right. Well,
I
think,
even like some classical.
Ooh, big lightning strike right in front of the house just now. Okay. Whoa, that woke me up. That was bright and it's loud too. I don't even know if you can hear it. Well, it seems, and I'm sure this is pretty much for everybody, but especially musicians. It seems like musicians seem to have, sorry about that, the dog barks when they hear lightning or thunder. I see. Mm-hmm. Very cool. I love this. I do love this. Has meaning to me, the thunder being here right now.
Yeah, somebody's talking to you, brother.
Yeah, no, I'm digging it. But it seems like, even our son was the same way. Loved the older music. I mean, what 12-year-old knows more about Stevie Ray Vaughan than he did at his time, and his friends around weren't even sure he was talking about unless it was something mom and dad played. But anyway, I just want to thank all of you guys, Kush and Steven and the Bass Doctor and Navik, also known as Chano. I really appreciate all that you guys have brought to this channel music-wise. It really has been a great honor for me, and I say that word, and I mean it seriously, a great honor for me to be entrusted to bring your music forth, to present your music in a positive light, and bring your music out into the light, I know it hasn't been an easy haul for you guys, but here we are. We're grown, and we're rolling it up pretty good, I think. So, very cool.
I'd have to agree, brother. And the honor is really all ours.
Absolutely. I agree.
Well, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. The honor is all ours. I just want to...
Go ahead.
The chat is where it's at. I love everybody in there. And that's where I came from. That's where I started from. And that connection, the getting on Discord, talking to people, meeting people, everybody in the chat, if you're not doing that, you really need to. Because no matter what art it is, it could be painting, it could be...
Wipe me out. Okay, reconnecting. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I know we're buffering. I just saw it. A lot of it has to do with that storm, but that's okay. That's okay. We're all good. I lost my stream for just a minute. Anyway, Cushion, Stephen John, and Chano and the Bass Doctor, thank you so much for the song. Thank you so much for being on tonight, and thank you so much for all your dedication to Last Scout Radio. You have definitely made the second anniversary of Last Scout Radio quite an event, and I greatly appreciate it. And if you guys want to go ahead and say goodbye to the chat, and Chano, you and I'll wrap up.
Oh, thank you, brother. I love you, man.
Kush, any final words?
I just want to say thank you to Choctaw and everybody out there, and Stephen John and Chano and Kush. Thank you guys so much for leading me down this direction. And, you know, this is a higher level of learning curve. But any challenge, I'm down for it. And I just want to say thank you so much to Choctaw. If it wasn't for you, none of this would be possible.
All right.
Amen, brother.
Amen to that. Amen.
You are the ones who started it all, brother, and all thanks goes to you. And there's more to come. I love you, man.
Well, thank you very much. And, man, I love all you guys. You guys bring so much to Last Scout Radio. Thank you so much. I am buffering bad here. It is probably because of the storm. The OSB signal is really hurting. So it will work out on the other end once this is done. So anyway, what we're going to do is Chano, you got any last final words before we sign off? Chano?
Yeah. Believe we're going to sign off now, boss, because the buffering is kicking in. So I want to say good night to everybody, and thank you for tuning in.
All right. Yeah, be sure and jump into the chat room rhythm real quick. I'm going to try to say this, okay? I'll catch you guys later.
And for
what a way to end the show. Big thunderstorm coming in, and it is here, and we are buffering like crazy. Anyway, with all that said, we are going to go ahead and close out with the song from Choctaw's Lost Scout Band, the LSR anthem. Here we go, gang. Have a good evening. Thank you so much for being here. Sorry we couldn't wrap up more properly, but all the buffering. We'll catch you next time. Long scout here. Everybody there?
Riding choppers or a horse or two, face up to protect me and you. So patriots from near and far, support our military superstar. That Last Scout Radio, you will receive the truth. That Last Scout Radio, we stand proud, but we salute. make it look easy, but it's hard. A badge of honor is their creed. So follow them and you shall see.